just waiting to uh, set up some stuff here. I just got off to see if I can do a little update. Um, so I thought I can get on and give a little updates on what's going on with American soil. It's been pretty pretty interesting and pretty much very positive in trying to get everything done and filmed. So far, we've done a couple of shots which turned out to be damn good. Actually, amazing. We have a great cast and crew so far making this film happen. I haven't done much updates because I've been busy trying to organize and get everything situated, and pretty much we got the ball rolling already. Um, with the kind of budget that we have, we've been basically trying to get the budget each each week. Um, but so far with trying to get everything done with American Soil, I mean it's going on track, but we've pretty much decided to film every weekend because rotating around people's schedules, which yeah, that's expected, and respectfully, a lot of people are pitching in their time and their effort to make this film happen. So I mean, everybody has lives, everybody has jobs, um, so we pretty much kept it on a weekend basis of shooting and getting the film done, which at this rate, it's going to take about a year maybe. I'm hoping by January we should be the tail end of the whole film. We pretty much did film the ending of the film, and we're right now doing the beginning of the film. So it's like everything in between. The most complicated parts is going to be in the middle, midsummer, fall. That's when we're going to do all the complicated shots for the film. Um, so far, we have one weekend away from finishing off with Mr. Ruben Ramos, the iconic Latin Grammy winner, and it's been a pleasure to work with the man. I mean, he is very humble, he's very nice, very patient. Um, I'm very glad that Mr. Ramos decided to come on board and shoot the film, you know, and also bring this character up to life, which it looks pretty much amazing that this man can do more than just sing. Um, and I've always wanted to see him how well he pretty much acts in a film, but to give him a strong and dramatic, uh, very um, family type kind of character, which one person can relate or somebody has within their families, and he brings that character out. It was up, Edward. Um, so pretty much we're gonna go. We're trying to get everything done as far as the easy stuff of the film, all the interior stuff, all the house scenes and everything. That would be our first and foremost easy shots to do, and then we start getting into our more complicated kind of scenes, which we're going to require a lot of extras and crew to make this happen. And hopefully, by the summer we'll be able to start shooting for also, which a lot of people know that Michael Salgado is in the film also. And as far as I know, he's still on board, which I'm blessed that he still is. Um, but hopefully we'll get him towards, I'd say about mid fall, close to the winter time, somewhere around there. Unless he has availability sooner, then that'd be great. But I still gotta, we still gotta do locations and scoutings and stuff just to lock those in before we even shoot that. Um, so far, um, as far as budgeting, that is going like we pretty much are gathering budgets every week, and where the weekly budget is allowing us to continue filming and keep the ball rolling as much as we can. you know, so on doing the being on a 2 week break, I know we just started filming, but with the Texas heat and with pretty much with working in heating conditions. Um, I don't want to overexhaust my crew. I know it's strange to say that, but coming from an independent kind of productions, we can't risk any people getting hurt or going to the hospital, or we're basically not a big budget where we have the funds to afford to send people to the hospital or pay their way for medical and stuff. So if there was any other big projects, I mean, they would just fly through heat, snow, rain, what have you. But when you're in the independent on a low budget, you have to have consideration for your crew's health, for the actor's health. So we have to take breaks during the heat season because I know when we shot Dark Side, our first feature, which on a side note, it is still being edited. And I know it's been 3 years because I've been trying to develop my own colors and for Grindhouse and sound and everything. So it's a little bit more complicated than American Soil. um, but having said that, it's still being edited. I'm hoping I will get another helper to help me out on that. But that's another issue. Um, but going back to the break part, to the health part, I have high consideration for the crew and also for the cast because with the heat season, people can get hurt, heat strokes, all types. If we don't keep hydrated and trying to monitor each other. So, and from what we learned this past weekend, it's very easily to get sick because of the heat. So, um, I pretty much decided that every so often we're going to take breaks, in between. Not only that, to generate more funds for the film, but also to avoid any problems uh, with medical you know or heat or anything that could cause an emergency. We've had a situation where one person on our last project, almost suffered heat stroke. So, and it wasn't even pretty. It was kind of scary, actually, to be honest with you. And it's something that we all want to avoid, in the future. So, but um, but pretty much with American Soil, we're going to keep tabs on everybody. We're going to make sure everybody is safe. We uh, Knowing that we passed the COVID stage, yeah, we're still worried about that. But there's just some things that you really have to consider when you're on a low budget kind of situation, and this requires a lot of people. It requires us to pay attention to the crew and to the actors, and that's why we take breaks. But when we start coming back again, we're going to start finishing off with three of the main characters and with Mr. Ruben Ramos, which this next shoot should be his last. Uh, and then pretty much he's going to be wrapped up for American Soil for good, so his character will be complete. completely shot. Um, and pretty much we move on to uh, other scenes, which we're going to start shooting in Kyle, which mostly is going to be based in Kyle, actually. Um, I found a few spots that I like, and we're going to try to keep them um, in check. That way, we know what we want, what we're going to do, and we don't have to mess around trying to find out any locations. So pretty much, I think we're just going to isolate our production in Kyle. Um, as far as timeline, so when the film will be done, like I said, we're hoping we should be done by no later than January, maybe, if everything goes on schedule, and then if we have the extra funds, uh, we can maybe even shoot during the week if possible. I would like to do that sometime soon. Um, Hoping that we do get, some of the locations and more people that have their open schedules a little bit more. We can probably push and try to film during the week and the weekend also. Um, that way we can just speed up the process and try and get everything done. But of course, the most important thing is trying to lock down everything that we need in order to make this project, possible and happen, and get it wrapped up and canned, as quickly as possible. I don't want to drag it all the way to January, but if there's a possibility that we can raise more funds and getting this project done and in a quickly and you know quickly manner, that'd be great. But it just I guess we're just gonna have it, take it a step at a time. So eventually, this film will be finished. We kicked that off pretty good. We started pretty good. The scenes that I've been editing so far are great. Uh, some of the pictures that I posted, which um, um, just pretty much little screenshots and everything, just to give you an idea of what the film's going to look like, what kind of look it is. That's the fact is that eventually we're going to cut our new trailer and use that trailer again to try to get some more funds. I'm trying to get some more funds to, finish off the film as quickly as possible. And that special trailer will show you, what, where the look and how the sound and the motivation of what the film is going to look like, and just give you a general idea that this is a film that's being made by us, Texas Film in Texas, Texas made. So um, this is a special film that's been on the planning process for a very long time. So I'm pretty much glad it's coming to the stages of finally getting filmed and getting it out there so you guys can see it. Um, Also, a quick little update on all the other films that we've done. Uh, I mean, it's not pertaining to American Soil, but a lot of people have been asking me what happened to this one. Um, Dark Side is still, like I said, it's still being edited. It's 85% done. Um, there's this coloring and the sound and everything else. It's a little bit complicated because it's a grindhouse. Plus, I don't have the editing team or the sound team because we pretty much lost that before the pandemic. Um, and even beforehand, we've been trying to summarize the whole film and trying to see if we can get it done also, but in a grindhouse kind of style. Um, but I'm pretty much trying to hit that as much as I can. But my main focus at the moment is trying to keep everything organized with American Soil, make sure everything, all the shots that we do is edited on the same day or at least on the same week, and we pretty much keep track and organize all files and everything. So that's my main goal at the moment. But still, trying to tap into Dark Side at least once a week. Trying to get something in a few hours. Um, so Memorable Possessions, that is completely done. Um, I pretty much wanted to put in the festival circuit, but I'm trying to think, well, maybe I'm just going to release it on YouTube and, you know, probably put it through there, probably distribute it through YouTube where it's free to watch on my channel or somewhere in one of the easy streaming services for short films. Um, um, there are two submissions that I did, which I'm still waiting word if they're willing to accept it or not. That was our first feature, not our first feature, but our first short film, which I'm pretty much proud of. I mean, everybody pulled wonderfully in that short, and also as far as Dark Side. But as far as Memorable Possessions, I might just go ahead and just put it out for free on YouTube. That way, my fellow actors are in it can use it as a demo reel, or they can use it to show help them in their auditions, or trying to, I guess I can pretty much cut them up and give each individual their reels. But um, I don't have high expectations on Memorable Possessions to any win any high major awards. That the film was done in order to show everybody's talents, everybody's acting abilities, my director's abilities, I guess my editing abilities also as well. I can tell you the sound editing, since we lost that editor in the midst of all that. I mean, the sound kind of sucks a little bit, so I'm willing to admit here and there. But as far as the acting and the writing and the directing, the way it was made, the colorization and everything, I mean, it came out great. To me, it came out great. But basically, that short film is just to show what everybody can do. All the talents that people have, the actors have. I myself as a director and as an editor. So I mean, it's our first one. I take it back. Memorable Possessions is actually my second project. Dark Side is my first one, um, which was a big challenge to step into. Normally people would do short films just to test the waters. I pretty much did something more than I can handle and more than I can chew, and I'm kind of glad I did, because it taught me pretty quickly of some things that I needed to learn before we started on American soil, which I think I'm a little bit more smarter this time, and I'm more wide open on my editing skills and also my directing skills, because I have basically four pairs of eyes that I look at a scene when we shoot it. Um, so I'm kind of glad I kind of passed the rule of hey, make a short film, make a few shorts before you do a feature. I think I bounced off of that and just went directly to making a feature, whether it was a good idea or a bad idea. But the point was, we actually did it. You know, we just have to package it and finish it and send it off, or have for you guys to look at it. So eventually, Dark Side is gonna get done. I don't know the timeline on that one, but I'm hoping it's gonna be soon. Be great if I get another pair of eyes, but that's all right. Um, but for sure, on American soil, it is on a roll. We will return shooting June, the first week of June. I got to get all the gang together for that, and trying to finish off what we didn't finish off for this month. And then we're just going to continue on shooting till it's done. And then we're going to probably take another break at the end of July and August, because that is the most, hot season, hottest days. Um, but also, I will mention, in between the break, which is going currently now, I am in a different project called Coyote Woman, bringing back my character, Sticky Joe. And if anybody have not seen Sex Terrorists on Wheels, aka Motorcycle Maniacs, go check it out. It's kind of weird, but it's fun to watch. You like if you like to see a nasty, dirtier, disgusting film, trashy film, I suggest you watch it because it's great. Um, and I'm more than sure Germany loves it very much. So, uh, but other than that, I'll be working in between that and between the breaks, helping them get their productions going, and also, filming that character before we start, shooting, um, shooting American Soul. I know it's a lot on the plate, but Coyote Woman was also on the works for a couple of months already, and actually during the pandemic, that was also planned to get done. So we pretty much they're pretty much rolling on that one. So hopefully I'll get that one done, and then just set my full eyes set on American soil. So um, that's pretty much what I have for now. All I can tell you is just keep sharing, keep liking our posts, keep spreading the word about the film. It helps out. Eventually, we will do another fundraiser, to get more funds in order to get the process even going more, so that way we can finish this film faster and get it out there for you guys to see it. Um, on a quick note, all the Indiegogo that we did prior before, um, all the T-shirts, posters, merchandise, and that kind of stuff, we are restarting that again because the deal that we had last time with a particular company went out of business. So we have to start from rock bottom up again. So I promise you, people that contributed, um, you will, everything that I mentioned before will be honored. Just we have to resume everything all over from the ground up, to get our resources together, to get the shirts done, to get. No, we're not going to dive into the poster yet till at least half of the movie's already done. We will put some promotional stuff out there. But as far as all the Indiegogo stuff that we mentioned prior before the pandemic, that's going to be honored. So look out for that soon. So it is 4:09. My break is over, and I got to go back to editing. So I figured I'd just stop in, give you a little bit of update, and just to let you know that we are rolling. So hopefully, American Soil will be out and about, and not as much as festivals, but our target is big screen showings, and we highly expect that that's probably going to happen. But I will give you more updates as we go along through the production, and hopefully you'll follow us, you'll share, you'll like, um, and look out for our casting. I'll be casting later on more characters, more parts for the more complicated parts for them. So just keep an eye on that. And if you know anybody that wants to act, or especially if they're Hispanic or um, Hispanic, Mexican, cartel looking, please send them my way. Because I like to. I'm gonna have to cast people, with those type of looks and everything else. So there's gonna be some various characters that I still gotta cast, and real much interesting characters. Uh, but yeah, that's all I got for today, and thank you guys for watching later on. Um, like I said, please like, share on American Soil, put the word out, and I appreciate you guys' support. And I guess we'll talk later. Have a good day. Stay safe. Stay hydrated.